I'm Jorge Navarro. If you're new to the channel, welcome to the channel. If you've already been subscribed, welcome back. I don't know if you guys can see me well, hear me well. I can't see well because the sun is beaming right at my face like a ninja. But yeah, that's what's going on. So anyways, guys, I wanted to talk to you guys about something. I wanted to give you guys a little bit of advice. Those of you that are thinking about buying a new truck or a used truck, just to give you a peace of mind and to think about your purchase before you make your purchase. I'm not going to tell you not to buy a truck right now in this environment that we're in, but I'd advise you not to. I would advise you not to do it, but if you want to do it, you got the money, you got the determination, and some of you are just lucky, hey, 100% go for it. So I got off the phone earlier with Peterbilt of Chattanooga, of course, where my truck is at, and I was told that it might be until March before I get my truck back. So here we are at the end of February. Truck's been in the shop for over a month already, and it still could be till the end of February. So I was like, okay, bullshit, right? So I thought. So I called around, and I called my friend over at the Peterbilt in Tyler, Texas, which he is a parts manager in Tyler, Texas at the Rush Peterbilt. I called him up and I said, hey buddy, this is what I got going on. You think you can find me this part? So he starts doing his research on it and stuff, and is not able to find one anywhere in the United States. But he said, hey, I got connections, maybe I can get something else going, and let me talk to some of the reps. So he gets a hold of some of the reps, and I get a phone call, or not a phone, yeah, I do. I get a phone call from I don't know if he was a rep, but from, I think, one of the guys from one of the Rush Peterbilts. And he called me up, and he said, hey, I can order you one. He said, I was talking to a friend at the KW. They ordered one 2 weeks ago, and they already got one in. So he said, I can order you one. And I said, well, what if the one in Chattanooga shows up before you get that one? He's like, no harm, no foul. I just sell it. There's demand on these things. It's so big that I'll just sell it. So I was like, bet, let's do that. So he said, okay, well, I'm going to need your VIN number, because what they're doing now is that they're trying to eliminate or alleviate or slow down the people that are buying these things just to make a quick buck. We'll visit that here in a little bit. So he said, give me the VIN number, and it's got to be ordered through your VIN number. I was like, all right, cool. So I give him that information, and that was yesterday. And he gives me, today he sends me a message with a number of a bunch of dealerships that supposedly have the part, right? Him still trying to help me out. So I called several of the dealerships, and no, I mean, they're sold out. They've been waiting for who knows how long, and they got like 20 of them on order or whatever. It's just ridiculous, right? So, and if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, it's one of the secondary pumps. It's a smaller, I think they're like low pressure pumps. There's two of them that are on the PACCAR engine, on the side of the engine, and then you have the high pressure pump. I'll show you a picture of it right here so you guys can see what I'm talking about. It's really not that big. It's no bigger than my hand. But so back to the story here. So I call around, nobody has it, and so there is no part, right? At the same time, a good friend of mine now that I've been talking to back and forth, and I've mentioned him a couple times already, he was the one that was willing to turn around when I broke down to come help me and get me home. Angel has been on the phone with a bunch of his friends and shops and stuff like that, trying to get a hold of this part. Him, like myself, didn't believe that this part was that there weren't any right now. So he calls around, and he finally calls me back and said, hey, Jorge, I nobody has one. He said, but I found these two on the internet, and I think one of them is a reman, and I think one is a genuine PACCAR part, or PACCAR. So he sends me that information, And I started looking it up, and the genuine, okay, give it, this part, guys, is about $800 from PACCAR. Okay, genuine part. The one that's on the internet is $2,900. $2,900 for that part. You talking about the level of just gouging, just trying to make a quick buck, trying to make a lot out of something small, and them taking advantage of the situation, because it showed on, I think it showed on the listing that they had 10 of them already. They sold that many. So 10 at $3,000, I'm too dumb, I'm not gonna do the math. You guys can do it. But it's a lot of money when those things are only about $700 to $800. The other option that he sent me was another listing, and I think I'm not 100% sure. I have to revisit it, check it out again, but I think it's used, and that one is selling for $1,900. No, not $1,900. Sorry, selling for a little under $1,200 with the core. So what you do is you pay for it, which is I think $1,600, 15, little under $1,600. You pay for it, and then once you get your core, you send it back to them, and they reimburse you the $400. That option is a little more appealing because of the reason that, you know, I can get back on the road. But the only problem is, if it is a used part, how long is it going to last? If mine at 300,000 miles, and there are so many of them that people are looking for and trying to get, that means these things break all the time. So buying a used one might not be the best option, but it might be the only option. So I want to thank Angel, I want to thank Buddy. I don't remember the other gentleman's name. I want to thank these guys because they have been looking under rocks to try to find this thing for me, including myself trying to find this thing, and there is to no avail. And I was thinking bad about the Peterbilt dealership in Chattanooga, and I apologize because it is true what they're saying. This time it's true that the part really is not available. It's just unbelievable. So that's why, guys. Oh, another story or thing that Buddy told me, the one from Tyler, Texas. He told me that a 2022 Peterbilt came in the other day with a little under 4,000 miles, I think he said. And the switch, the little switch, the toggle switch, I think it was a toggle switch that goes on the dash for the regen on that truck went out at under 4,000 miles. And guess what? They won't have one available until April. 2022 truck, brand spanking new truck, is out of commission for a switch for the next few months. And hopefully it makes it in by April. So that's why, guys, if you are considering buying a truck, do your research. Do your research before I tell you do not buy. Do your research and see the truck that you're buying, see that if parts are readily available. If anything, I would go for a pre-emissions trucks. Those trucks, parts are more available than these newer electronic trucks. It's just ridiculous. My cousin is waiting 6 months. 6 months for an engine rebuild on his 2013 Freightliner Cascadia with the DD13. DD something. So he's going to have to wait up to 6 months to get all the parts to do an in-frame or to do a rebuild on his truck. So it's just not PACCAR, Peterbilt, KW. Freightliner is also suffering, and probably all the rest of them as well. So that's why I'm telling you guys this, just a little bit of advice. If you're looking to buy a truck right now, and if you got a steady, decent job, hold off on it, please. Hold off on it if you can. If not, if you really just got to do it, hey, by all means, do it. It's like they say, you can lead the horse to the water, but you can't make him drink it. So it's just scary times. Plus, the prices on these used trucks and new trucks, woo, through the roof. I mean, I've considered selling hot chocolate, and I would make a profit and be able to pay it off, and probably be able to buy me a cheaper, like a cheap old truck, you know, pre-emissions truck that just run in and out of the port just to run a local. I could probably get away with that, selling my truck at this, just at the money that they're asking for these trucks right now. It's just unbelievable. So the supply chain, that's all real. That's all real. That whole chip shortage and all that stuff, I don't know if the chip shortage is 100% real, but I can tell you the supply chain is screwed up right now, for lack of better terms. And those of us that are a part of the supply chain are getting crippled because we can't get our parts for our trucks to continue on doing our thing. Luckily, just thank God that my cousin and I work for this company that has these trucks, that although we are paying rents for them, we're still making money and we're still able to bring food to the house. It goes a long way. If you work for a company that does not do that, and you're an owner operator, lease operator, whatever, and they don't do that for you, and you imagine being out of work. Can anybody really afford being out of work for 2, 3, 6 months at a time? Not trying to scare you guys, just trying to give you my experience that I'm going through, experiences of people that I know close to me, and the gentleman that we saw earlier, that we saw from the previous video, Dan, his truck also is waiting for parts. Luckily he's rolling, but he's waiting for body parts for his truck to get like a fender, and I think it was a fender that was messed up on his truck. So it's real, guys. It's real. But that's it, guys. I'm going to roll on into town, roll into the house, headed back home. Gonna do a quick 1 day at home, and then back at it again, trying to make as much as I can, because whenever that $7,000 bill hits, that's gonna hurt as well. But we're gonna save up for it and get it taken care of, and get hot chocolate back up to her tip-top shape, and back to work, guys. Thank you guys again for joining me one more time, guys. Don't forget to be kind to one another. Help anybody needs help. Anybody contemplating suicide, 1-800-273-8255. Military men and women, thank you so much for your service. And if you didn't like the video, well, there's a dislike button. But if you liked it, give it a big thumbs up. Consider subscribing. Hit that notification bell so we can keep making videos for you guys. See you on the next one, guys. Peace. We're out of here.